Leadership TV for God and country.
Good afternoon, viewers. It's another Wednesday, and welcome to Education Telescope on Leadership TV. I am Miriam Rabiu, your host for the show, and here are the news updates. Bayero University Kano develops 30% of new core curriculum. The Vice-Chancellor of Bayero University Kano, Professor Sagir Adamu Abbas, has disclosed that the university has redesigned its 30% of the new core curriculum minimum academic standard for Nigerian universities to boost skill acquisition of students and employability of graduates. Recall that the NUC, while launching the new curriculum, recently announced that the Commission only developed 70% of the CCMAs, leaving 30% for each university to develop in line with the peculiarities. Adamu Abbas also stated that the University Authority has introduced various measures to cushion the effects of fuel subsidy removal on the part of the staff and ameliorates the impact of recent registration fees hike on the part of students. He said this in Kano over the weekend while speaking with the press about some new development in the institution. The Vice-Chancellor expressed concerns about the high level of graduate unemployment in Nigeria, among whom some industries and employers of labor describe as unplayable. He noted that in order to effectively address the challenge, universities in Nigeria should redesign their curricula, saying the new core curriculum developed by the National Universities Commission for Nigerian universities give 30% to institutions to design based on their peculiarities. Adamu Abbas added that apart from establishing skill acquisition center within the student welfare department where students go to learn trade of their choices, experts were also hired from outside center to train students on specific entrepreneurial skills not provided at the center. Speaking on increase of registration fees, the Vice-Chancellor lamented that the cost of running the institution was enormous, especially the high cost of provision of electricity, which he estimated about 75 million monthly. And the next news says, subsidy removal, University of Ibadan directs staff to work 3 days a week. The University of Ibadan has reduced work days for its staff from 5 to 3 days. A statement by the institution registrar, Gio Saliu, said the development is as a result of the astronomical increase in pump prices. The statement reads, the astronomical increase in the pump price occasioned by the removal of the subsidy by the federal government has imposed huge economic difficulties on the generality of Nigerians. Salary earners who have to commute to work every working day are faced with an aggravation of the condition given to the attendant hike in the transport fare and cost of living. The next news says bandits attack Plateau schools, kill teachers, others injured. Bandits have attacked a secondary school in the Riyom local government area of Plateau State and killed 2 teachers. It was learned that the victims were a newly married couple who were teaching at the Beko Comprehensive Secondary School in the Kwi community of the local government. Eyewitness said that the incident happened on Monday afternoon when the teachers were holding a meeting to compile results of students ahead of the school's speech and prize giving day coming up on Friday. A youth leader in the community, Moses Gotts, who confirmed the killings to journalists in Jos on Tuesday, said that the bandits also wounded other teachers, including the vice principal of the school. The National Publicity Secretary of the Barium Youth Molders Association, Ruang Tengwang, also confirmed the attack in a statement on Tuesday, calling on the authorities to ban open grazing in the communities so as to forestall future occurrence. The Barium Youth Molder Association, under the leadership of Solomon Daliop Mwantiri, expressed concern about how these terrorists from Fars and Mahanga now move freely with arms and graze on farmland, intimidating locals at nearby communities. The police public relations officer in the state, Alfred Alabo, could not be reached for comments on his phone. National Youth Service Corps reopens orientation camp in Borno 12 years after. National Youth Service Corps NYSC has begun orientation of 1,161 corps members at the renovated Arabic Teachers College camp in Borno State. The exercise, slated for next Friday in Maiduguri, would hold at the 3,000 capacity camp, which has hostels as well as water and electricity supplies for the corps members. NYSC State Coordinator Muhammad Adamu stated that the military, police and other security agencies have today assured them of the security of their personnel, orientation resource persons and the corps members in this renovated camp. He noted that the resumption of the orientation was 12 years after Boko Haram began terrorism in the state. On the strategic location of the camp, he said that the renovated ATC camp of the state government is located in the midst of security agencies' head offices along Airport Road. Adamu therefore allayed the fears of parents and guardians over the safety of their children and wards during their 3-week orientation. He added that residents of Maiduguri, including the Shehu of Borno, Alhaji Abubakar Ibn El-Kanemi, were overwhelmed and excited over the resumption of orientation in the state. While inspecting the camp, the Commissioner of Police, Mohammed Yusuf, said the purpose of the visit is to assess the nature and security situation of the area, as well as to know the actual deployment of security personnel. The police was therefore assured of adequate and strategic deployment of police personnel at the camp's entry and exit points, including strategic location for safety. The next news here says government defend varsity's fee hike as reps propose 3% increase in student loan fund. Federal Ministry of Education has defended the increment in school fees in government-owned universities, saying that the development will cover high costs of the institutions. This was as the House of Representatives proposed an increase of 3% as against an initial 1% for students' loan from revenue generated yearly, as announced by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, David Adejo, during a meeting with the House Committee on Student Loans yesterday, explained that what was reported is to increase their charges from students. Adejo said charges collected by institutions are used to pay for services, including electricity bills and accommodation. He also announced that the implementation of the student loan scheme is scheduled to commence during the 2023-2024 academic session. He said that the president has directed completion of work on modalities for loan implementation with a target start date in September 2023. Adejo added that the president has established a coordinating committee with the Chief of Staff serving as chairman. The committee comprises key entities such as the Central Bank of Nigeria, the Federal Budget Office, Ministry of Education, Ministry of Finance, and others. And the last news for today says, Bayero University introduces 15,000 naira monthly job scheme for students. The Vice Chancellor of Bayero University, Kano, Professor Sagir Adamu Abbas, has disclosed that the institution has introduced a job scheme for students. Adamu Abbas said the university engaged students to render some services to the institution and they were paying 15,000 naira monthly. He spoke during the weekend in Kano when he received a delegation from the Education Correspondent Association of Nigeria at the main campus of the university. Speaking on the increase in registration fees, the Vice-Chancellor lamented that the cost of running the institution was enormous, especially the high cost of providing electricity. Vice-Chancellor Adamu said that the management was forced to increase registration because it was practically impossible to provide social services to a student population of around 45,000, including postgraduate, and a staff population of over 5,000 teaching and non-teaching staff. Thank you for staying tuned. This is the end of today's episode of Education Telescope. See you next week. My name is Mariam Rabiu.